Welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
I'm Candace.
I'm Lariah.
And I'm Lacey. Grab a drink and come hang with us at the Hangar Bar. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hanging at the Hangar Bar Season 2. We're so happy that you're here with us today, and we're so excited for this episode because we are going to be talking about drinking at Disney.
Yay! My favorite activity.
Right? One of our favorite things to do. Drinking in Disney is just a whole other experience in itself. It's quite magical, actually. So I don't know where we should start out with this. Do we want to go around and say maybe our favorite place that we had a alcoholic beverage at? Do we want to start there?
I think that's a great place to start.
All right.
I'm going to go first because I don't want somebody to steal the one that I'm thinking of. And I know everybody would steal the one that I'm thinking of. Animal Kingdom, Nomad Lounge, right there on the balcony overlooking the river with cocktails in hand, fun cocktails like the bourbon-based, rum-based, you name it. They have it there. And it's a great bar to sit outside. I've actually heard good things about sitting inside at that bar too. Good appetizers, that kind of thing. But that atmosphere at Nomad Lounge, you go from a park that there's 100,000 people walking around and you sit on that little patio and it feels like you're the only people there. I just absolutely loved drinking at the Nomad Lounge.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm going to go ahead and say the one I thought you were going to say, Scott. That would be Trader Sam's.
It's a good one.
Such a fun bar. And it's like limited seating, so you have to get there right when they open so you can ensure a seat there. Unless there's a huge line outside, then sorry, you might have to try again. But it is worth it to go. It is a hoot.
Agreed. That's a good one. I forgot about that one. Otherwise, I probably would have said that one.
I thought everybody was going to say that one because I know I need Trader Sam's.
And I think it's funny. I mean, I know that the inside of Trader Sam's is so much fun, but like I've seen video of the outside, like the patio space that they have, and I would like to go try that too.
Yeah.
Now that we've been on the inside and seen all the stuff that happens, I'd like to go outside and have that experience as well.
I didn't know they had a patio seating. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not as loud and obnoxious as the inside, but you can get all the same drinks, all the same appetizers, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
They just don't do, like, obviously they're outside, so the room can't change colors whenever you order a drink, but...
They can't squirt you with a water bottle.
Right.
Oh, they can still do that.
It just probably wouldn't make a lot of sense. Just
right.
randomly, with no hurricane in the window, just randomly squirting you.
Well, besides Trader Sam's, I think I'm going to go with the Hangar Bar itself. Woo.
How did we not start with the Hangar Bar with our podcast name being Hanging at the Hangar Bar?
Right.
That one just has such a special memory. I think that's what started our we got to go get a drink, our Nomad Lounge time, because that was the first bar we all collectively went to, and it just set the mood for the entire trip. I think that's one of my fondest memories of the trip, was just hanging out at the Hangar Bar.
That's awesome.
Well,
go ahead,
that
Candace.
first day, I mean, that was our first day there, and that first day just started off from the jump as magic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, breakfast at the Poly, at Kona Cafe, and just kind of hanging out and getting that whole Disney vibe going, and then going over to Disney Springs that evening for dinner at Morimoto, and we're like, let's have a cocktail and do some people watching. It's very laid back, very calm, so much fun. Great day.
Yeah, and the Hangar Bar is actually one of the bars that I have on my bucket list because they have the diving bell at the back side of the inside of that restaurant. I want to go sit in that diving bell and have a cocktail. So, Lariah, did you go into the Hangar Bar or did you just stay outside on the patio?
No, it was Candace and I were saving seats for our group. and then you and Lacey went in, and
Yeah.
you guys chose our cocktails and everything, which
Yeah.
perfect one. Wasn't it called the Fountain of Youth?
I
still
think so,
remember
yeah.
that drink. My favorite drink at Disney.
We'll have to do that. Maybe put this on our list of potential episodes or specialty content down the road is maybe drinks with Minks and Smiths, and we do Disney cocktails, and we can figure out how to make that.
That would be fun.
I'm in.
Sort of like the Friends episode when they're trying to figure out Monica's cookie recipe. We could just figure out Disney recipes and just keep drinking different concoctions until we get it right.
Or go blind, one of the two.
Okay, Candace, favorite bar?
Oh dear. I'm trying to think all the places we went where we had drinks, and I know it was a lot. Okay, I'm going to have to say the Bloody Mary that I had at Ohana when we went for breakfast was probably one of the most amazing and spiciest Bloody Marys that I've ever had in my life because it was made with wasabi.
Ooh.
It was so, so good. And I love a good Bloody Mary, especially for breakfast. But that I would probably say is right up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's awesome.
They make great drinks at Disney. They are expensive for a reason. So they're, to me, being a person who enjoys having an alcoholic beverage, a good one, it's worth the money.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
and that reminds me, speaking about the Poly and all of that, not our 2019 trip, but a couple trips back, we went to the Poly and went up to the Tambu Lounge and got a Lapu Lapu, which is the drink that they serve in the pineapple. And it's a whole lot of rum and some fruit juice and all that kind of stuff. And then more rum. But it was delicious.
I want to try that so bad. That
I know we have a recipe for that upstairs in our cookbooks.
Okay. Yeah, maybe this summer we'll have to buy a whole bunch of pineapples and make some of those.
Yeah, do a drinks with the Hanging at the Hangar Bar crew podcast episode where we
Heck
just
yeah.
making drinks and talking while we're at it. So,
Love it.
so speaking of like 2 or 3 different places to get drinks at the Poly, I mentioned it. I started to mention it in the last episode before Candace reminded me that we were going to talk about it in this one. Let's talk about crawls, like bar crawls at Disney. So when you think about drinking at Disney, there's any number of ways that you can do it. Like on the dining plan, you get if you're for table service meals, you get a alcoholic beverage with your dining plan. So everywhere you go, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can get a cocktail. And every park, every place that you go has the potential to have some sort of crawl if you wanted to. You could do a Magic Kingdom crawl. You could do everybody equates Epcot with drinking around the world and that kind of thing. And you can definitely do that as a crawl. But one that we've tried to do, I don't know that we've ever successfully completed it just because we were tired. We probably did it at the wrong time. But it's the monorail crawl. That's probably one of the more famous ones where you start at the monorail on the resort loop stops at 3 different resorts, the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, and the Contemporary. So in the Contemporary, there's 3 different places to get drinks. In the Polynesian, there's 2 different places to get drinks.
Well, can you go sit at Ohana just at the bar? You
I
can't?
don't-
Without a reservation.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. But
Okay.
that's what the what did you call it, Candace?
The Tambu Lounge.
The Tambu
That's
Lounge
basically
is
what it is.
outside of Ohana
Yeah.
on the same floor.
Okay.
It was closed when we were there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then at the Grand Floridian, there's 2 or 3 different bars as well. So what you can do is like take a minivan or an Uber to the first of the resorts if you're not staying at one of those resorts, and then get a couple drinks and appetizers at the first bar, go to the second bar, get an appetizer, then go hop on the monorail and just chug right along to the next resort and hop off there and do your drinking. We did that. That was so much fun. I think we made it through 2 before our feet were just done because we had done it at the end of a park day or something like that. And we're like, okay, we'd love to do more, but we're done. Let's go back and order a pizza and call it a day when we tried it. But
and plus it adds up really quickly as far as money wise, because the drinks are typically between $12 and $20 a piece, and that adds up.
Yeah, if you're going and if drinking, like doing a crawl of some sort is something that you really want to do, we already talked about how we're going to do it is sharing a drink between 2 people because A, like I said, they're pretty strong drinks, and B, they're not the smallest of drinks either. So sharing it with another person, that way you could drink more and save some money there would be a really good way to go.
Yeah, for sure. Lacey Lariah, the only bar that you've had a drink. Oh no, because you drank at the California Grill too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've had drinks at a couple different monorail resort loop bars.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any bars that you haven't been to? I'm skipping too far ahead. Let's stay on crawls. Anything from the monorail crawl that you would want to try, or is that something that's just not interesting to you?
Oh, I want to do it.
I just imagine going on the monorail a little bit tipsy, and I cannot think of a better way to do a Disney trip.
Right.
Than just ride the monorail.
And if you think about it, it's pretty safe to do one of those at Disney because someone else is doing all the driving.
Yep.
So
you can pretend
100%.
you're in a spaceship. Okay.
And I will say that when Scott and I did our or attempted to do the monorail crawl, one of the lounges we stopped at Grand Floridian was called Meisner's Lounge, and that has now been converted into the Enchanted Rose Lounge, which is based loosely on Beauty and the Beast. I had the opportunity to go to the Enchanted Rose when I was at Disney Institute. I had an off evening, so I decided to take myself over there for a wonderful espresso martini and one of their small bites of like crab and lobster gnocchi. It was amazing. And then I just sat and looked at the Christmas decorations and listened to when they had the orchestra there before they started killing off live entertainment.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah. And other things, but we won't talk about that right now. And then I went over to Magic Kingdom for the evening. So, I mean, that was pretty perfect. And like I said, that espresso martini I had was amazing. The drink we had that Scott and I had when we were at Meisner's was good as well. So I definitely think that's a must do if you're going to do that crawl.
So which one of those lounges do you prefer? Did you like the original one or do you like the Enchanted Rose one now?
I don't know. I mean, Disney is starting to put so much IP in all of their stuff. The restaurants and the lounges that they're doing it with is pretty subtle. I mean, if you really look for it, you're going to find Lumiere and Cogsworth and all of that and some of the little elements from the film in the lounge. They also have seating outside of the lounge itself, and that's where I chose to sit because the inside was full and people. But then I got to look at the Christmas decorations. So that part of it was really, really nice. Meisner's was good just for the history of it, but I don't think you can go bad either way.
Okay. I just wanted to know because the Grand Floridian is one of my favorite places. We didn't get to stay there at all. Probably never will, but you can hope, right? But yeah, I just know that I'm definitely interested in going there, going to multiple of the restaurants at the Grand Floridian, and I didn't know they had a lounge, so I just wanted your input on that.
Yeah, and the theming and the decor of that lounge, it stays pretty true to the Grand Floridian. I mean, it's not just like Beauty and the Beast in your face. They kept it very along the lines of the Victorian decor that the Grand Floridian has going for it, just to sort of not be obnoxious.
Okay, that's good to know. Cool.
The other thing that I would say about doing a monorail crawl is make sure you're eating while
Yes.
you're doing it.
No.
For two reasons.
No.
In my humble opinion, being stupid drunk at Disney is amateur.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
The bad look.
It's a bad look. Having some food while you're doing your monorail crawl will help that, so you can drink more. The other thing is the food at those lounges is terrific. Don't think that you just have to go drink. The food, and I'm going to say the same thing when we get over to and we start talking about Epcot a little bit, is the food is worth the price of admission too. Don't be afraid to get a snack everywhere you go, just to help offset the alcohol a little bit, but then also just try some new things that maybe you wouldn't have tried before.
Yeah, I agree with that, Scott. And I also want to say to some people out there listening who are non-drinkers, or if you're just not someone who likes alcoholic beverages, I know that a lot of places offer special non-alcoholic beverages. And I think a lot of the bars that we go to, even if you're not there to drink, they're just really cool, especially Trader Sam's. Just because you're not ordering anything to drink, you're still going to have a great time because it's super interactive and entertaining.
Agreed.
Yeah, and people don't drink. I mean, people choose not to drink for a lot of different reasons. There may be some allergies they're dealing with. There may be some medications that it may react with. Or it may just not be something that they want to do after they've been in the heat in a park all day. But yeah, like you said, Lacey, they've got mocktails. They've got all different kinds of things. And even if it's just a club soda with a lime, it's going to be fantastic because you're in Disney.
Everything tastes better in Disney.
True story.
It does.
It's the truth. Another thing that I would say about drinking at Disney, and I was reminded this, Candace and I were watching a video the other night from, I don't mind plugging allears.net. I think they do really good videos around the parks. One of their hosts was doing Disney Springs without reservations. So hopping up at bars and that kind of thing. And she went to, what's the bar that she went to? The Dockside one.
The Boathouse?
Boathouse has a bar that's the Dockside. There's places all over Disney. I bring that one up because she ordered a beer that you can only get at that bar.
Like especially brewed for the Dockside bar at the Boathouse at Disney Springs.
Yeah, it has a Dockside bar logo on it. Like it's the whole bit. So, and there's things like that all over Disney where you can
Animal
only
Kingdom has
get,
one over in Pandora.
Yeah. Blue and green milk. You can't get that anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. And I was going to bring that up too, that there are some drinks that you can have them add alcohol to them too. So,
including Dole Whip.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. You can get rum added to your Dole Whip over at Tamu Tamu Lounge in Animal Kingdom across from Tusker House.
We may have to try that out for educational purposes, just so we can.
For research.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
order that and then the roasted corn.
Yes.
Roasted corn.
Yeah, they
it's
do this
like,
amazing like roasted street corn sort of situation with African spices and butter and all that kind of thing. And then they give it to you on a stick.
and Lacey, they can leave the butter off.
Yes.
Okay, we'll add that to our research list.
Yeah, I want that real bad.
Can't you get alcoholic beverages at Joffrey's too?
There may be some locations that you can, depending on the season, that kind of thing.
I think it's a more seasonal thing. I don't think it's an all the time thing.
Is it?
But I think for the busier seasons, they'll do like an adult coffee.
Another thing for research purposes.
Right.
Right. Okay, so let's jump over to Epcot because I think when you think drinking at Disney, I think that's where everybody's mind goes first. Is you have all the different countries that you can go to and try different drinks and that kind of thing. What do you guys think about the drinking around the world phenomenon?
I want to do that so bad.
Mhm.
That is probably the number one thing on my bucket list and probably the easiest thing on my bucket list as far as it goes. Yeah, that is a must do. Even if we want to split it up, like with one trip, do half of the countries and then the next trip, do the other half of the countries.
That'd be
Good
cool.
idea.
Yeah, it's something I would love to partake in.
Candace?
Same. However, I will say this about that. It's been our experience when we've been there before. We always get into it like, yeah, we're going to drink our way around the world. But we finish one country and we're like, I don't want to drink again for a while. Because you're walking around hot, the drinks are strong, and I don't know, but hot and drinking don't always go hand in hand for me. I feel kind of sick when you get to that point. So, I mean, I'd love to try it, but maybe it would take more like 11 trips.
There's
And just
11
really-
countries. That's
Yeah, really focus on like one country and just have all the drinks and all the snacks in that country per trip.
So what if it was like a day where it was like a little more overcast and gloomy? Do you think that would help?
I think it might help, but it also depends on the humidity level.
True.
Because if you're walking around and it's like sticky hot and like if it even starts raining, that I don't want to walk around because then my drink will get watered down and I don't like that.
But it's second
Drink.
Oh, well, that's true. But I'd like to wait till we get to the second drink point.
ice melted with the rain. Then it can become second drink.
Yes.
So my only thing, I too want to try a drink or two or three in every country. I'm a little disappointed with people at Epcot sometimes. Like, we've been there before, walking through in the evening, and you see a whole bunch of people wearing their alcohol-related T-shirts, and just, I'm going to throw a bad stereotype out there. Just groups of people acting like frat boys, acting like Kyles and Chads. And I don't get it. Like, I'm all about drinking. I'm probably the biggest drinker of this group. And I don't get being that way at Disney. Don't go. I've seen videos of people getting smashed at Disney and almost falling into the lagoon. Like, it's still a family park. Go have fun, do what you're going to do, but act like you've been there before.
Right.
Well, and have enough respect for yourself and everybody around you to know that that's not appropriate behavior.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There are other places in Orlando, Florida that you can go and act like a complete fool and not have to worry about offending someone.
Right.
So
And
take yourself there.
right. And you're paying so much money to go into the park. Why would you want to just go there to drink and act like that?
I
Yeah.
paid my way into Disney World and all I got was a free trip to the hospital for alcohol poisoning. Score!
Yeah, you pay $140 to get into the park, and then you're paying $12 a drink, and you end up throwing up in a trash can.
Classy.
It's just not like I'm a drinker. I want all the drinks, but I also know when to be like, okay, we're coming through America. I know what American beer tastes like. I'm gonna have a glass of water.
Right. And I was going to say something similar to that. Like, if you're approaching some other countries that have certain drinks that none of them sound good, I mean, why even try it if you're not like a beer drinker and you're headed over to Germany? I mean, for me, I might just try someone else's, but I'm not going to order a full drink. Like, when I'm talking about trying drinks, I want to go to like Mexico to try like a really fun margarita, and then to Japan and places like that with like cool cocktails. But I mean, if you're a beer drinker, then that's more for you, I guess.
Yeah, and
Or maybe split it up to the point where you don't have to drink everything. If you don't find something on a menu, like you mentioned, Lacey, that you want to try to drink, they may have some really cool snack or something that you can enjoy instead.
Exactly.
Right. And I think the other thing that I would say is you have to be trying to get smashed in World Showcase to get smashed in World Showcase. Mm-hmm. Even with 11 countries, if you have a drink in each country and you take your time with it, and it's going to be a 3 or 4 hour experience or more to get all the way around World Showcase, even if you're doing it all in one night. You are going to have 2 or 3 drinks per stop to be as drunk as I've seen some people be in the park. So pick a drink in each spot. Again, we said it in the last episode. You're going to want to go back. So go back. A good way to not be able to go back to Epcot again is getting thrown out because you threw up in World Showcase Lagoon.
Oh. And like you said when we started this conversation, it's a pretty amateur move. And not a good representation of yourself or your Disney fandom. And I will die on that hill every day. As Disney fans, we have responsibility to represent what being a true Disney fan means. That is not it.
With that said, go drink at Disney. Drinking at Disney is fun. Just do it responsibly. Do it the right way. So as we kind of wrap up the drinking around Disney, I'm interested. Are there any bars or drinks that you've not tried that you want to try?
The bar, I can't remember the name of it, but definitely the bar in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, Oga's Cantina.
Yeah, I gotta go there. The next time we go, that is on my must-do list.
You gonna get the fuzzy tauntaun?
Oh yeah.
Makes your lips buzz. Makes your.
I
lips
don't want
numb.
something that makes my lips and mouth numb.
I'll take one for the team. I'll do it.
Put it on your research list.
What's going on?
Are you okay, Laura?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Are you drunk?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I just forgot that was a thing. And now I saw a video once where this girl ordered a bluish drink. Is this the drink we're talking about with like a cookie on top?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. I can't remember what it is, but it was all the rage when Galaxy's Edge first opened. Not sure what it's called or if it's even alcoholic. I can't remember, but she just reminded me of that. And yeah, that bar is super exciting. I'm going to steal hers.
It's called a Blue Bantha, and it's non-alcoholic.
Drinks in Galaxy's Edge is one place we haven't been that we want to go to. Where else? Any other drinks that you've heard about or want to try, or bars that you want to try?
Okay, so it's either China or Japan in World Showcase. They have a drink called Tipsy Ducks in Love, and it is a coffee / alcohol-based beverage. I think there's probably some cream in it too. I've seen it in a couple videos on YouTube, and it looks like it would be very interesting, and I'm mainly going on the coffee basis for this. But again, I don't know that it's something that I want to walk around with in 100-degree heat, trying to drink something that's cream-based.
So yeah, Candace, I agree. Cream-based drinks can be, if it's super hot, can be a lot to deal with. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the bar that I've not been to that I want to is actually in the Mexico Pavilion. The Cava del Tequila is one that I want to try. They have a tequila flight that you can go get. And so like you get to try like 5 or 6 different tequilas. That to me, I want to try the tequila flight. Candace is probably going to give us another gross face on this one, but I also want to try the margarita that has the ant salt.
I knew you were going to say that.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I wouldn't mind trying that either.
Ew, though.
I don't know why. But it sounds so cool. And
well, you can have my ant salt, and I'll get something with regular salt. Thank you.
Okay.
I've heard that the blood orange margarita is so good. And then there's another one called It's a popular one. It starts with an M. I think.
Mezcal?
No. It's a margarita. And I think it's named after like a ride or not a ride. They say it a lot in Tyler and Jessica's vlog. They've gotten it before. Oh, crap. What is it called? I don't know.
So the other
I also
place
think that the Diablo margarita looks good. That would be a little bit spicy. I'm kind of getting into spicy margaritas now. And I just think that would be a fun thing to try.
Diablo margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anybody else got one? We are just over half an hour, so I think we're getting ready to wrap this one up. But any other places that you really want to try?
I mean, I'm open to whatever. I'd like to say that I've gotten a drink at every single place in Disney World one day.
Right.
That's a good goal.
Thank you.
It's a good goal. So I will kind of, for me, close this out for all you drinkers out there. You can find something you like at Disney. So you're going to find restaurants that have good bourbon selections. You're going to find places that have good tequila selections. You're going to find places that have, there's an entire bar called Wine Bar George, which is run by a master sommelier that you can go in and say, I don't even know much about wine, but I want to try wine. Here's my flavor palette that I like. And they'll pick you wines to try.
And you pay by the ounce.
And you pay by the ounce. So you can get like 1 ounce pours or whatever. So if you want to find it, you can find it, which is awesome. So I think that's a good place to stop. Thank you again for listening in. Find us on our Instagram, Hanging at the Hangar Bar, also the same name at Facebook. Interact with us in either place. Let us know what you think of this episode and any others that you've listened to. We want your feedback, and we will talk to you real soon. And remember, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
See you real soon.